The first question I have, you basically have three names at this point in your life because you're Survival Guide, you're Agent M, you're Emily. What do you like to be called?
I would like you to call me M. Does that work for you?
Agent M works just fine, or M works fine. And congratulations on keeping up the Survival Guide series. It's really great to see that Request Hotline is continuing. When you first started, was it just a passion thing from home that evolved into a commercially released thing?
Yes. Well, it started out as a reward on my Patreon. So people on my Patreon were able to request cover songs for me to record. And I just really got into it. And eventually I had plenty of songs collected up and just kind of decided, well, with my patrons, decided why not release them? Like initially I never thought I would do that because I was also learning how to record myself and how to sort of reimagine songs as a solo musician. So yeah, it just basically turned into releases for the public.
It's cool, the choices that you make in terms of the covers, because there's really two schools of thought for most covers albums. And one is the biggest hits and the most obvious stuff. And then there's the, I have to prove that I know music and I know more obscure stuff than you, etc. So it's really fascinating to see that you can do Green Day and Tony Sly,
Yeah.
Kenny and Avril Lavigne. Has your music taste always been so diverse that it's the most mainstream and alternative?
Well, what's interesting about those song selections is that they aren't mine at all. Like those songs are all over the map because they are requests from my patrons. And I
Really?
feel the same way. Yeah, I feel the same way that you do about the selection. Like, oh wow, okay, so we're doing well, I guess on the first request hotline, it was like, well, okay, we're doing a David Bowie song, but I've never heard this David Bowie song before. Like there's a lot of really well-known artists and they're B-sides for me too. Like same with the Distillers song on this record. It's more so that made it more of an interesting, unique project for me than anything, because of course a lot of the songs I am familiar with, but a few of them I wasn't beforehand, and it was really a learning experience. But as far as my own music taste, I wouldn't say it's always been all over the map, but because I used to be very just like punk rock only kind of back in the day. But over the years, it for sure has broadened out a lot and evolved.
The press materials mentioned that it all started with Green Day for you, which was the same deal for me. That's why I started playing guitar. But Green Day was not my first concert. It was not my first obsession. Did you have anyone before Green Day? Like, were you a Weird Al person or a metal person?
I would say I only had a partial interest in music before Green Day. I had some albums that I had bought that I thought were cool. I had some tape singles.
Yeah.
And that was just kind of radio stuff in general. I hadn't
And
really.
there it is.
not that one.
I mean, that would have been a cassette single to have.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I probably had Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe.
Yeah.
On tape. But no, it really wasn't until Green Day that I was like, I am music now. This is part of me.
Well, going back to those influences and all that, it's really cool to see Misfits covers, and it's not the most obvious songs in the world. And when I worked in artist management, one of the strategies that the elder managers would go is, oh, you covered that artist? Send the original artist your covers, because they may talk it up. In your case, when you record the covers, do you send them to the original artists or their teams?
I don't. I mean, I've tagged the artists a little bit in when posting about the songs, but Misfits covers in particular, I have thought to myself, I wonder if Danzig is gonna try to sue me for this.
you, you got the two camps in the Misfits, and I was once at a Kiss concert with my wife, and I'm wearing a Misfits shirt, and this guy comes up to me and goes, "Great shirt, love the Misfits." And I go, "Oh yeah, me too." He goes, "You going to see him at Madison Square Garden?" I go, "Yeah, are you?" "Oh yeah, I had to buy a lot of tickets." And my wife leans in my ear and goes, "That's Jerry only." And I asked, "Are you Jerry?" He goes, "Yeah." So maybe if Glenn doesn't like it, Jerry will.
Maybe I can understand why you didn't recognize him if he wasn't in his full getup,
There was no
and
devil
shirtless.
lock. He was wearing a Misfits shirt. But why would you think that the guy from the Misfits would be wearing a Misfits shirt?
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that story.
Well, thank you. I mean, do you wear Tsunami Bomb merch or swag around town? Did you ever?
No, no. I do have one survival guide shirt that I only have because it was like a total misprint. So I just, wear it to sleep in. But no,
Yoga.
I've never been a wearing my own shirt out kind of person.
The school's out on that one. Like when you see that, you said Poison for Belle Biv DeVoe, but Poison the band, I think Ricky Rocket has a Poison tattoo on his arm. Some
Oh yeah.
people it's not just the shirt, it's the ink of the band on themselves.
Yeah, that's intense.
Well, hey,
Intense.
back to you. Survival Guide, will we ever see live performances?
Yeah, for sure. I have done live performances solo, and well, I've been doing them on Twitch, which I mean that counts, but it's not in person.
I say it counts, but ASCAP and BMI won't count that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I definitely I'm in the middle of finishing up some stuff for a full-length album.
Great.
And yeah, of originals. And so I will be sort of situating my live set after that to be able to go out and play more shows and potentially have more musicians playing with me.
When you play live, and let's say you can do an hour set or something like that, would it be half covers, half originals?
Uh, if I would only do that many covers if it was requested of me. I have one full album of originals plus 2 7-inch records of originals plus the full album that I just finished up. So I have at this point plenty of original material, but obviously plenty of covers too. So
So
I don't know.
for lack of a better term, it sounds like the covers are a gateway drug into Survival Guide. That it's a check this and this out, but hey, stay for the real stuff.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Fair. So bottom line is you're busy as ever. Life is good in Texas, but I'm curious about that. You moved to Texas before it was cool to move to Texas, right?
I guess it was probably just on the early side, yeah, a little bit.
Right. It used to be that everyone was getting out of Texas to go to California.
Uh-huh.
Now it seems like all the California and West Coast people are going to Texas.
Yeah. Yeah. I just work from home, so I have not encountered a lot of other Californians here, but that is what I hear. That's what I hear, where people they're not super stoked about us coming here. But I've
There
been
you
here
go.
long enough, I feel like, to, I'm not causing any problems. So.
Low key. Okay, well, down to the last two questions here before I let you go. The first one is you've always, and I think the name Agent M says a lot right there, but you've always maintained a mystique about yourself. And you've always been a person that if they know about you, they just know the music. What is life like for you outside of music? Or does that just stay private still with Survival Guide?
Well, I mean, life outside of music.
Okay, let me understand. Let me explain what I mean.
Okay.
The drummer of Iron Maiden has a barbecue restaurant and I
Uh-huh.
think is really into NASCAR. And you find out, oh, this person tours, but they really just tour to support their golf habit.
Okay.
You find a lot of those. Is there a secret M side life where it's like, oh, she's really into crocheting?
Yeah, I see what you're getting at. Well, I do love baking a lot. I I wish it wasn't an unhealthy habit, because I really enjoy baking cookies, or trying out different always usually always desserts, like some sort of dessert. I kind of a sugar addict. So I yeah, I mean that would be my other thing.
That ever one of the fan-funded things where, give this much and get a cake baked by M?
Actually, I did have a reward that was a batch of cookies that I would bake, and then I would vacuum seal them and send them out. It was fun, but it turned out like it stressed me out too much to watch them get vacuum sealed and then ship them off. I just always imagined that they would, either sit outside too long and get all gross, or turn out to be just a bunch of crumbs by the time they arrived. So I found out that shipping cookies is not for me.
No good deed goes unpunished. That is the
Yeah.
recurring theme. And last question for you. Every time the wife and I start a new TV show, we watch the whole thing in 4 days and we go, what's next? Well, you are a literate person with good taste, judging by the covers that you actually do choose to do. Do you have a TV recommendation?
I just finished up The Last of Us. Have you seen that?
I just interviewed right before you the composer to it,
Oh, no way.
but I never saw it. It is worth the hype I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's great, and it's not so much. I mean, it's basically a zombie show, right? I'm sure you talked all about it with that composer,
A little bit.
but it's not. I don't. Are you a horror fan at all, or no?
Yeah, there's some Freddy stuff that's over there, some
Oh,
Jason.
okay.
Yeah, okay. So The Last of Us is M approved.
Yes, definitely.
Now I know. Well, hey, I look forward to that new album of originals coming soon that
Thanks.
hopefully we'll see you live in New York in the near future. But bottom line, M, thanks for the many years of great art that you put out into the world.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Paltrocast.